What's up, nation? Today let's talk Sony's comments on PlayStation 5 stock at launch, the PlayStation Plus app redesign, and the PlayStation Plus collection coming to the PS5 at launch. All right, everyone, so we got a few different exciting topics to cover today. The first one we're going to cover is Sony's CEO Jim Ryan going on record and saying kind of how this PlayStation 5 pre-order fiasco has kind of blown away Sony's expectations on what they expected the console to sell. It's obviously in higher demand than they even thought would happen, so it's a really exciting thing to see them kind of comment on and officially say like, hey, this was more than what we expected. There is going to be some delays in people getting their PS5 consoles, and we're sorry about that, but they just truly can't keep up with the demand. So we're going to read through that article and kind of talk about what to expect as we get closer to this launch window. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is actually the PlayStation Plus app got a full redesign, so you can go in and look at your trophies and you can connect with your friends and start parties and that kind of stuff all through the app. And it looks like it's a phase 1 and phase 2 type thing, because they used to have certain features broken up across different apps, and now they're kind of merging those together. So it's not completed in full yet, but they did drop a trailer today saying that you can go download the first version of the updated app, so we'll talk through what to expect with that. And then the last thing we'll cover is actually the PlayStation Plus collection that is coming to the PlayStation 5 at launch. Now that has a collection of roughly 20 different PS4 games that were all heavy hitters, and they're getting upgrades, and we know exactly which games are going to be available at launch and what kind of performance boost that we can expect to see when that goes live. But before we do go through all those details, I did just want to quickly invite everybody to join Sunbro Nation. If you haven't done so already, do so by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you do enjoy the content, and then make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming and console news as we get closer and closer to this new PS5 launch. With that, guys, let's get into the details. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is really, Sony coming on record and saying that even for them, that this PlayStation 5 stock demand was really unprecedented and really kind of blew away their expectation on what this console was doing. So Sony CEO Jim Ryan did sit down with a interviewer and kind of walk them through what they were expecting versus what happened. So we're going to dive through that article real quick here. So the demand as expressed by the level of pre-order has been very considerable, Sony's gaming boss told Reuters. According to Ryan, the company took as many PS5 pre-orders in the first 12 hours in the US as it did in the first 12 weeks for the PS4. Ryan said, Sony is working as hard as we ever can to meet the demand, but that it may well be that not everybody who wants to buy a PS5 on launch day will be able to find one. PlayStation subsequently apologized for the troubled PS5 pre-order launch and promised to release more consoles to retailers imminently. Selected retailers opened for a second wave of PS5 pre-orders on September 25th, which also sold out quickly. Ryan recently said Sony expects PS5 sales to clear 7 million units by the end of its fiscal year on March 31st, 2021, outperforming the PS4's launch. So obviously this makes a lot of sense in terms of what we're seeing with every time that retailers get this PlayStation 5 console in stock, it sells out immediately, and it's leaving gamers with trying to search every other possible way that they can possibly get this console in hand. Now, in more detailed parts of the interview, Sony's CEO Jim Ryan even did say that, it's obviously it's kind of a twofold problem. One, the demand went up for the PlayStation 5 console because we are in a pandemic year and more people are staying inside and staying home than ever before. So you do have that aspect of it. And then it's the same reason that we're going through that pandemic year, it also hindered their supply chain and what they were able to actually produce for this console. So I think it's those two things together are the primary reason that we're seeing this be such an issue for Sony to keep up with the demand. So to keep it tuned in here, I am going to continue to keep you guys informed. So far, we only have Target as the only retailer that has gone on record and said that they will have day one stock available. We don't know what the total units are going to look like, but we do know what their process is, which is a order online and pick up in store. And I will link to that video at the end of this one in case if anybody hasn't seen it yet. But if you're still looking to get a day one console, Target's a good bet right now, and I would expect that as we walk forward, we may hear GameStop, Walmart, and or Best Buy all go on record and say something to the effect of if they will have any stock or what their process will be like if they do have stock, because I think if these companies don't comment at all, they're just going to have, really campers come out there the night before launch launch and try to get one either way. And a lot of these companies are wanting to do things to avoid that because, again, 2020 is not the year of going out and socializing around a bunch of random strangers. So it is something that I think we're going to see, hopefully, in the upcoming days and weeks. Maybe GameStop and Best Buy and all of those retailers will hopefully outline what their process will look like. But from Sony, from the head, from the horse's mouth itself, it does sound like Sony's anticipating that not everybody who's going to want to get this console on day one will be able to secure one, and I think that does make sense. So I think day one on that stock is our last real great window to see it, and then hopefully we see return waves come shortly after that. And I do want to point out that his projection of 7 million units sold, it should be promising to a lot of us PlayStation fans, because they want 7 million units sold by the end of the fiscal year, which is March of 2021. Now, they're only going to get those units sold if they have the consoles in stock to sell, right? So I do think we're going to continue to see them restock and replenish the inventory as it goes out. So hopefully leading into Christmas, I think it's going to be very hard to find, but past that, your January, February, and all of March, hopefully we see this thing pop back into regular stock and you can just walk into a store and purchase one, and it won't be like, going on this hunt like we've been doing up to this point. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about today is actually the update to the PlayStation app. And so they have now gone live. As of today, they dropped a new trailer showcasing all of the different features that they're revising for this PlayStation app. And I do think this is a really cool thing. I think this is something that is obviously, as we move forward into the PlayStation 5 generation, the amount of technology that's in our phones and in our tablets now has far exceeded what it used to be. And so some of the features that they're outlining here are really exciting, like the fact that you can download, a game ahead of time to your console. You can do the remote play and the screen share really easily from the app. And then it's also more designed to be like, if you're in a party and you want to transition from your, maybe you're playing on your console and then you need to leave and go somewhere, that you can just transition that over to your phone real simply and kind of have it all as a seamless experience. Now, in the trailer that they showed, the app is a little bit different than what I was able to download myself on the App Store in iOS, and I don't know if that's something that maybe the Android version of the app just looks slightly different, but let me know if your guys' apps looks like what they showed off in this trailer, because mine doesn't quite yet. It still looks like a little bit closer to the older version, so I can't tell if all of their new features are in there just yet, but it does say available now at the end of the trailer, as if you could just go in and download it. But theirs looks, the ones that they showed off looks a little bit more revised, and it looks like it's kind of combining the different apps. So as of right now, PlayStation Messages is a separate app from the PlayStation app, and so if you want to message your friend, it just transitions over to that app. On what they showed in their trailer, it looks like it's all combined in one, and there is actually a little message that you can pull up on the PlayStation app that says that as of the end of October, that PlayStation Messages, that separate app, will no longer be supported, and it'll be integrated into this final version of the new PlayStation app. So I think that's something that the trailer that they showed versus what we have access to right now might be slightly different. But from what I saw on the trailer and just my impressions on it, it looked very robust. It looked like a nice, clean upgrade, and it's just really exciting to see how we're going to have full remote control over our console on these mobile apps. And then it just seems like it's going to be a lot more seamless to stay in a party or to, hopefully create a party. They didn't show that process. I know that's been one controversial point since the System 8.0 update that went live. We still don't have like the easiest ways to create parties, but we did have Sony at least responding on Twitter saying that they're listening to fans' feedback and that they may be making changes to that system. So let's hope before the app actually does launch that we get some revised functionality in terms of party creation. But it looks like once you're in with your group of friends that you want to be, it is a very nice experience, and it is a very nice overall user interface. So let's hope we see that soon. And then the last thing we're going to cover in today's video is actually the PlayStation Plus collection feature we saw Sony mention at their game showcase for the PlayStation 5. So now we've gone from 18 titles that they originally announced to 20 titles, and they have confirmed that all of these games will benefit from Sony's quote-unquote boost mode that they're launching with the PlayStation 5. So we should expect to see better frame rates and then really just better load times as a whole across the board. And then I'm assuming that if some developers want to go back in there and rework some of the textures and upgrade things like that, we may see some certain upgrades come from that as well. So to go through the list of games that are available at launch out of the gate, officially confirmed by Sony, we have from their first party worldwide studios, we have Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Ratchet and Clank, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Until Dawn, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. And from third-party publishers and developers, there's Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, Crash Bandicoot, Sane Trilogy, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. So a really nice collection to get out of the gate there, especially if you don't have a bunch else to play on the PlayStation 5 with the launch titles that they have. If there's any of those big classics that you've missed on the PS4, it's just a free benefit for being a PlayStation Plus subscriber. So if you're already a subscriber, why not take advantage and get those games running at the best mode that they can possibly run at? So I think with this new hardware acceleration, we're going to see, obviously the smoother frame rates and things like that, but I'm really excited for the reduced load times also, and just a more overall immersive experience. And I will be curious to see if that boost mode does maybe even kind of come with some better texture enhancements for certain games that support it. So let's see what's around the corner for that, but it sounds exciting that that's going to be available to all PSN Plus members in day one as soon as the PS5 launches. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around till the end. I did want to invite everybody to leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of the things we talked about today. The PS5 pre-order, have you been able to secure one yet? Or are you planning on going out on day one? Just let me know what your plan is for that down below. And then also, what's your opinion on the PlayStation app so far and the collection with the new titles that we saw added and just all of them being confirmed to have the boost mode capability? So I will respond to all the comments on my video, so please let me know your thoughts down below. And then I did just quickly want to invite everybody one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video on your way out if you did enjoy the content, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest console and gaming news as we get closer to this PlayStation 5 launch. But with that, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.